I just don't see why people need to create all these different lobby names. I mean, the game's got plenty of ways to fight dudes. It's like, at least people just like, here's one guy sitting in a room by himself named Lando. Like, why? They've got a bunch of rooms already created if you want to join Deadpool, I guess. I don't know. I'll join these guys. I'm gonna fight them. If it ever actually connects. I don't know, it's not connecting. Maybe it's... Oh, what? Maybe that's why. I don't know why I trust the internet. You know, I think maybe it's just... This is just people just need to take a few pointers from the way Nintendo does things and make it actually work, because I'm sitting over here getting the game session is no longer available errors over here on this fighting game, and then over here it says the Steam servers are too busy to process your request, and I tried to buy the Portal 2 that they released. It's the new digital video game for PC that's out, and I tried to. They took the money, but apparently they don't. I don't know. Doesn't work. This guy just challenged me to a one-on-one fight. I will fight him.
Scorpion. Smoke.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to this dude.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Wins. Round three. Fight!
Oh, I will.
Smoke wins. Fatality.
All right, that's enough of that for now, I think. Game's not officially out here for another half hour. By the time you hear this, it'll be out. The review will be up. It's a video game called Mortal Kombat, which is out on disc for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. No digital version available thus far as I can tell, but, you know, such is life. This is the Nintendo Download Express. The train is here, held up a little bit by all these video games coming out this week. It's been crazy. I'm still trying to. I'm clicking. I don't know that this Steam thing. You know, it seems like it's probably it seemed like something that was probably pretty cool, but now here I am trying to get this Steam video game, this Portal 2. Which, first of all, they just kind of released in the middle of the night. I don't know what's going on with that. Originally, it said, you know, this game is going to come out on Tuesday at 7 in the morning. Which I thought, well, that's a reasonable time to put out a video game. And then I don't know what... There's all sorts of stuff over the weekend where they were saying, like, oh, you're going to be able to get it early, but you got to play all these other games that you don't want to play first. And I don't understand that technique at all. I mean, when I want scintillating DSiWare or WiiWare, I just go get it. And you know it's available Monday mornings. You know, they tell you what's going on every week. And that's what the Nintendo Download Express here is here to do. And that's tell you about what's going on. Like a clock. Like clockwork. And this week is no exception. You know, like it's easy to get caught up in this Portal 2 stuff that is. That's all, you know, and that's even digitally available. It's not. Like I said, I gave them a full $49.99, which is a lot of American dollars, and it's not even allowing me to even download this. Fire up my DSi, connected to the DSiWare store, and you know, I'm buying things, I'm downloading, I'm entering my credit card information. For security's sake, they don't store it. Steam, you know. They're like, hey, man, let us hang on to your credit card. It's the internet. It's cool. I don't know, guys. Nintendo doesn't seem to think that's okay. I don't know why they think it is. And they're no Nintendo. That's for damn sure. Some hot hits available this week. Let's get into it with WiiWare here. Actually, specifically, the Virtual Console gets some action this week. So it's a special week all around. Mega Man X, or is it 10? Is it Roman? Is it Mega Man 10? That's a Super Nintendo Entertainment System game originally from Capcom. One player, rated E for everyone, 800 Wii points. The future of Mega Man has arrived. Hundreds of years after his death, Dr. Light's final creation is discovered. Released from his capsule by Dr. Kane, it's probably X. X is born into a future world where robot rebellions are a thing of the past. But when Dr. Kane tries to implement Dr. Light's designs into a new series of Reploids, something goes horribly wrong. Now the future lies on the brink of destruction, and X must use all of his newfound powers and abilities to hunt down the Maverick Reploids and their leader, Sigma, before the human race is wiped from the planet. Fun fact, I don't really play any of the Mega Man, any of these Super Nintendo-based Mega Man games, unless you count Mega Man Soccer, which, that's a classic. It's a real banger right there, Mega Man Soccer. Mega Man did a lot of weird offshoot stuff that didn't necessarily make it out over here all the time, or was never really given any sort of shine. I guess Mega Man Soccer came out over here, and it was a decent kind of arcadey soccer game in its day. Rockman Battle and Chase, I think that ended up coming over here. That was the Mega Man kart racing game for PS1. It was alright. And Rockboard, which is not the actual full name of that game, but it's like a Mega Man board game for the Famicom. Rockboard. I have a copy of that around here. I actually bought a copy of that in Japan. I don't remember why now. Anyway, that's actually it for Virtual Console, but let's get into WiiWare. My Little Baby from DTP Young Entertainment. That's right, DTP is back. Ludicrous on the scene with My Little Baby. One player, rated E for everyone, 600 Wii points. Have you always dreamed of having a cute little baby to lovingly care for? Oh, jeez. I already don't like where this is going. This is like, this is like woman unable to have children stealing babies out of carriages in public parks territory, I think. Now is your chance. Your little bundle of joy smiles at you gleefully, and you have to do everything you can to make sure it develops and grows in a healthy manner. Changing, bathing, and feeding are as much a part of your duties as shopping, preparing meals, rocking your baby to sleep, playtime, dressing, and teaching it to crawl and walk. Well, yeah. Not to get too topical, at no point on that list is playing Facebook games. Ugh. Disgusting. But above all, what your little angel needs is your love and attention. All this, plus an enormous selection of toys, clothes, and other objects, will make your little one the happiest baby in the whole wide world. Good. Teach the materialism to virtual babies young, because we want them to become virtual adults that are hung up on their appearance and their status. I think it's only fair that virtual people get treated the same way that real humans do. And the other WiiWare release is it's a demo version, which, as the intro paragraph up here says, is available for download on the WiiWare service for 0 Wii points. It says zero Wii points up there. So, and that means it's free. Of course, you cannot save in-game progress in demo versions. I need to reiterate that. I know a lot of you out there are checking out demos and trying to save, and I just want to let you know. But Bit Trip Core demo version is available now. That's from Access Games, 1 to 2 players. E for everyone is, again, 0 Wii points. But the full version, if you were into it, 600 Wii points, and that's available now. Bit Trip Core, that's bit.trip space core, all capital letters. All caps. Continues the Bit Trip saga in this retro arcade style game. Bit Trip Core is an exciting action/rhythm game that's best played while zoning out on the tunes and letting the visuals swallow you whole. What? Why doesn't your description just say, take drugs and play Bit Trip Core? I couldn't handle it, man. It was like I was playing, and then it's like the walls kind of just like dimmed away, and then all of a sudden the visuals were swallowing me whole. It's like I zoned out on the tunes a little too hard, and it was like I was focusing on it, and then I held my hand up in front of my face, and there was like an eyeball like in my hand. It was like, but it was talking. It was like an eyeball that was also a mouth, and it said that I should jump off the roof. And that's why I'm in this body cast today. Thanks, Bit Trip Core. The experience is inspired by games from the 80s, but with a modern twist. The gameplay is entirely new to the series, leaving the single-axis controls of Bit Trip Beat behind in favor of the ability to control 2 axes! Oh man, double the axes. If the difficulty gets you down, grab a friend and play cooperatively in the 2-player multiplayer mode. Additional controllers are required for multiplayer features and are sold separately. I don't know, BitTrip Core. A trio of DSiWare releases this week. That's right, a full 3. I am developing a cough. I think I have, it's spring is in the process of getting sprung around these parts, and the weather's been all over the place. It's been raining and then like super hot and like, mid 80s and then it's, raining again. It's ridiculous, but I have been, just runny nose, kind of, sore eyes, kind of stuff, like the sort of thing that makes you wonder, like, hey, am I getting a cold? But no, not really. You're just gonna feel off when you're at home for the next couple of months here. I don't know, like a month probably. Then I usually seem to adjust to it, and it's not a big deal. But it's just, when the seasons change, I get hit with this a little bit. And I never had allergies before. 2 or 3 years ago, probably, is when I first started noticing it. I don't really know how that works. You'd think that, being allergic to something is something that either you are or you aren't. But then a friend of mine discovered that she's like allergic to, or started having more violent reactions to some kind of gluten allergy or something, or shellfish or whatever. And, she's not quite sure what it is. But pancakes don't agree with her, which at that point I say, hang it up. If you can't eat pancakes, what do you got left? What was I talking about? Yeah, so so I've been, going into San Francisco where there is nothing but streets and water and homeless people, and I'm not allergic to any of those things. But then, I get home and, 20 minutes later, I'm like runny nose, scratchy throat, and that sort of stuff. It's weird. It's weird, but, totally explicable. It is not beyond the realm of explicability. And now let's get explicable about these DSiWare releases, starting with Go! Series Captain Sub from GameBridge. 1 player, rated E for everyone, mild cartoon violence, 200 Nintendo DSi points. Search the depths of the sea for lost treasure in this charming underwater adventure. Take control of a yellow submarine. I don't know. Already sensing a lawsuit here. Equipped with a mechanical arm that can grab treasure off the seafloor, explore an underwater labyrinth of caverns and caves. I don't have is there a difference between cavern and cave? Is cave just short for cavern? Is there a difference? Do caverns go through and caves don't? Littered with treasures but surrounded by deadly sea creatures. Fire missiles forward to attack creatures in front, and launch missiles upward to fend off dangers from above. Keep an eye out for keys that can unlock doors. Again, important. Keys open doors, people. The Clips, they did not write that song for their health. Just common sense. Keys open doors. Keys open doors. To deeper caverns as you gradually make your way to the hidden chamber where the giant underwater boss awaits. So sideways shooting and up shooting, that sounds sort of like In the Hunt, that IREM game. That if you've played that, it's easy to see that, the people that made Metal Slug were the same people that made In the Hunt, because it's kind of a similar style, different hardware. In the Hunt was not a Neo Geo game, but in that game you could also shoot up and forward, like Moon Patrol. You can also shoot up and forward in Moon Patrol, but that's on the moon, not underwater, so not the same. Next game, Dodo Go Robo. That's okay. The first word is D-O-D-O capital G-O exclamation point. Dodo Go Robo. From Neko Entertainment, 1 player, rated E for everyone, 200 Nintendo DSi points. Man, some cheapies this week. Nice. Entertaining and accessible to everyone. Dodo Go Robo is a puzzle game in which you have to use your head to avoid getting broken. Man, I hate getting broke. People always trying to break me off, but I do the breaking off. That's why you heard Smoke. I killed that dude at the end of that fight. I broke him off. He did not want more after that. There's no need to have any knowledge of previous games to explore this new installment in the Dodo Go series. I'm sorry, I feel like I've been reading these for a while, and this is not ringing any bells over here. Become the well-known Robo Egg. Again, well, I don't define well-known here. Is it like, who well knows the Robo? And collect the maximum number of icons scattered around new puzzle levels. This just sounds like a level pack for something that doesn't exist before. The way new puzzle levels. Well-known Robo Egg. Use the stylus to help your Robo progress, then click on the play button to see the result. I'm sorry, man. You can even change your route until your Robo picks up all the icons for the level you are playing. What? These being 200 Nintendo DSi points, I don't necessarily expect them to be super deep. These ones that are less expensive tend to be a little more one note. Though I must see that Go Series Captain Sub sounds all right. There's an underwater boss. It's got a labyrinth of caverns and caves. I mean, it has both caverns and caves. Deadly sea creatures, a giant underwater boss. I mean, what do you want? Go Dodo Go Robo. I don't know what that doesn't sound like. I don't know. All right. Wrapping it up this week, Music On! Learning Piano Volume 2 from Abbylight, 1 player, rated E, 200 Nintendo DSi points. That's Music On, lowercase o on also. Numeral 2, not a Roman numeral. The entire orchestra follows your performance of 15 great classics. By playing each day, your ability may increase. Earn the bronze, silver, and gold medals for each song, completing all different levels. A simplified music score is shown on the upper screen, and a full piano keyboard appears on the touchscreen, guiding beginners note by note. Songs include classic compositions by Bach, Tchaikovsky, and Chopin. So, you know, pretty much the holy trinity of public domain piano music. Which is why they can offer to you for 200 Nintendo DSi points. That's a deal for 15 piano songs on a touchscreen that is not a piano. If I do say so myself. That is it for DSiWare. That's, yeah. A lot of people have a lot of love for Mega Man X, obviously. Mega Man 10. Yeah, I was like I said, never a big fan of the X series, ever. But then again, I guess I kind of lost my way, or I don't know. I disconnected from the Mega Man series sometime after Mega Man 3, and didn't really play too many after that. You know, like kind of when they started coming to PlayStation and stuff like that, started messing around with it. They did all the X games on the SNES, and then they ended up, you know, kind of continuing that forward on future platforms. And I never liked the look of it. I don't know, the story seemed weird. The Reploids, I guess, just got further and further out of hand. You know, it just got to the point where the boss design was just getting too ridiculous, as opposed to the first 3, which were totally rooted in reality. And, you know, I mean, Gutsman exists, so, you know, I mean, but, you know, Cutman, that's what I'm talking about. Electman, you know, Bomb Man, you know, Airman, Fireman, you know, it's like the boss battles that matter. That big Dr. Wily thing with the one eye that filled the whole screen. That thing was crazy. That's Mega Man. And, yeah, you know, so it's like, you know, they did Mega Man Legends and all this other stuff that just never, I don't know, it just never really clicked with me. I really, really liked the idea of the Mega Man Battle Network. I thought that the combat system in that was pretty interesting, and, you know, the chips, like, basically, you know, kind of making a card battle sort of game. I thought that was interesting, a good direction to go, especially for a handheld. So I ended up playing the first one pretty substantially, and then, you know, they kind of spun out from there and kept making more. But you know, I kind of, it was one of those things where you kind of feel like, oh, you know, I've kind of played that thing before. I'm not necessarily looking for more of it. I was satisfied by the first game. I didn't necessarily need to see it turned into a franchise, but yeah, I don't know. Like Mega Man's beloved, and I think the character is great. You know, I think Dr. Wily's great. I think Dr. Light, outstanding. Roll, like whatever. Rush, kind of not necessarily my thing that much either. But those bosses from the first couple of games, from the first few games, I thought were great. You know, in their day, they just, you know, the terrific music and so much of that stuff still stands out to this day. But, you know, when they just kind of turned it up and started cranking them out, it felt like. And I just, you know, Mega Man 4, I couldn't tell you a damn thing about Mega Man 4. I could barely tell you anything about Mega Man 3 at this point. I mean, 1 and 2 are really, but 1 is hard. 1 is crazy. You know, because it just didn't have any password system at all. I don't think it did originally. Yet, you know, at the same time, like, I'm perfectly willing when they say, like, hey, man, we're making a new Mega Man game. I'm like, oh, of course you are. A, of course you are. And B, I'm willing to listen to what you have to say about it. And then it comes along and I'm not satisfied by it in the least. And that's great. I don't know. I guess that's more than I can say for Sonic the Hedgehog, where Mega Man X seems to get chances where I'm like, oh yeah, I would be interested in hearing more about a new Mega Man game. The announcements of new Sonic games are met with disgust, disdain. Disgust is strong. Disgust is very strong. Utter disdain for the entire franchise at this point. I feel like they've undone a lot of the great work they did in the early days, to where just Sonic he's like a foul taste, like someone broke wind in a room and you had your mouth open. Ugh, gross. Nobody wants that. And yet they're still announcing more of them. I'd really like to, you know, yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of investigation to be done, like who is interested in Mega Man, or I'm sorry, who's interested in Sonic the Hedgehog. Not to, you know, just beat that dead horse even more, because, you know, it's like the whole internet has gotten in on the act of making fun of Sonic the Hedgehog announcements. But they still have that cartoon on, so I wonder if it's just like attracting kids, and everyone that's bitching about it is too old for it. Like, you're not the intended audience. Like, stop caring. Like, it's fine that you know, people that play the original Sonic the Hedgehog games don't care about Sonic the Hedgehog anymore, because the games aren't for them in the first place. That they're for young kids that are watching Sonic X or whatever the cartoon that's on now is currently called. Yeah, I don't know. There was a Mega Man cartoon for a long time, wasn't there? Not crazy, right? There's no one here to answer that question. There's no one here that can help with that, so that's going to remain unanswered. Folks will be glad to know that I spoke with the Ricker today. Ricky Peterson, open wheel racing legend. And I don't know that he's going to be able to return to the show anytime soon. He's... Yeah, when I talked to him, he had been drinking. He said he'd just gotten off a private plane from Anaheim. I don't know what he was doing there. He's celebrating his release from jail. He ran into some legal trouble that put him on the inside for a brief period of time. And like I said, I spoke with him, and he he had some drinks, and keep in mind, it was 7 a.m. when I was speaking with him. So the Ricker out there celebrating his freedom the only way he knows how, and that's by driving cars. And that's your guest update for the time being. Always looking to get some fresh faces on the train here. Looking at a couple other people in talks with some people to perhaps appear down the line. But nothing to promise just yet. Don't want to get people's hopes up, because, like I said, it's the train moves pretty fast. And if you're not ready when the train is ready, well, the train's going to happen with or without you. It just goes, man. There's nothing stopping it. It waits for no man. The train. I'm going to fight somebody. Give him a freight train of death. Is Portal down? No. I'm just about ready to give up on this Steam thing. If I were to turn on my Nintendo Wii right now and feed it 800 Wii points and tell it, give me Mega Man 10, it would deliver. Sending me a challenge. Oh God, it's midnight. Oh God, it's midnight. It's 11:59. I gotta make this Mortal Kombat review go on the internet. You're going to hear it. That's me clicking the button to put it up. We're going while the damn thing is recording. It's all broken. Can you even hear me? Let's get this train out of here while it's still going. It's all, I don't know how it works. I can't record anymore. It's not. See you next week.